The Major League Baseball trade deadline is Tuesday, 6 p.m. So far, the Detroit Tigers have been quiet. Now, if they make any moves, likely it'll be shipping out a reliever or two, but that trickle-down effect could bring some new players to the Mud Hens who are on the road this week. Britt Del Barba and Matt Melzak join us now to look back on the Hens week.
Drama, drama, drama. The theme down here in Toledo at the ballpark, which means I get to pay a visit with Matt Melzak to recap it all, whether it was late inning rallies or walk-off wins. The Mud Hens ultimately split the series with Indianapolis, but there's a few bright spots in this one. I think we have to start with Jazz Cameron. 2 walk-offs in 6 days.
Yeah, you know what? He has been performing at a high level a lot over the course of the season. And you're right, going back to last Sunday, he gets a walk-off there against Columbus, then a walk-off again on Saturday night against Indianapolis. So coming up big in clutch situations, you're going to face those a lot. If he's to grow and become a full-time major leaguer, he's going to need to perform in those situations. He did so twice. You got to come up with big in situations, and he was able to do that.
I feel like one of those other guys that's had that clutch hitting and has been consistent throughout the season is Josh Lester, especially when you move him around the field and put him in different positions. What can't he do at this point?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's very interesting. Well, he hasn't caught yet, so I guess we have that. But you know what? It is odd for him. You know, a guy that's grown up basically through the minor leagues as a first baseman. And you know what? When you see other guys coming in and out, you're going to be forced to spot into other places. Second base, third base, outfield for him. I mean, and yet he's come up with some nice plays. I mean, you think even to Sunday's game yesterday, he comes through with a couple of nice plays at third base, some long runs because he was the only fielder on that side of second with the shift. He's had to come up with some good defensive plays to go along with the fact that he leads the team in RBI. He's had a nice year at the plate. His average is about 250 since the start of June over the last couple of months. So he's found that stride a little bit at the AAA level, and let's hope he can continue it for the last 2 months.
When it comes down to this level, the resurgence of guys, you see Spencer Torkelson coming down, looking to regain that confidence. Derek Hill, you mentioned, is one of them as well, going 8 for 18 in his recent at-bats here with the Mud Hens. What has he kind of provided as a spark for this club?
Well, it's interesting because over that 3-game set against Columbus the previous weekend, he didn't get a hit. He was struggling, and you could see it. And then all of a sudden, you have a breakout game. You know, he gets 3 hits in the one night, and then all of a sudden now it starts to carry over. And you start seeing him delivering RBI hits, doubles, a home run on Wednesday night. Those things, when they start to stack on, then all of a sudden you see a guy that ends up going 8 for 18 over the course of a series, because then all of a sudden he starts getting confidence, you start swinging. That's what they're looking to see out of Spencer Torkelson too. He had the home run the other night, and he hasn't been able to follow that up yet. And at some point he will, and he'll get into that groove, and then all of a sudden you probably won't see him no more. He'll go up to Detroit, and who knows, we may never see him again. But it's that whole thing of confidence. Confidence is so hard to get in baseball, and when you do get it, you hope you can keep it for a long time. And right now, Derek Hill has it.
You mentioned whether we may or may not see guys for the rest of the season. This is an interesting time in baseball, for the trade deadline approaching and that series going into Iowa with the Mud Hens flirting with that 500 mark. What can we maybe look to expect as they look to hit the road?
Well, I think one of the things you're going to have to look to, Britt, is what's the roster going to look like? How many moves does Detroit make? How many guys does that take away from Toledo? How many guys does it add to Toledo? It could still do the same. So you never know how the lineup's going to look, what the roster is going to look like. Right now, Toledo still in 4th in that IL West division, although back a bit. They need a good run here over a month maybe to get back into the hunt as far as winning the division is concerned. But still sitting there kind of in the middle of the pack a little bit in the division. Like you said, right around 500 coming off their worst month. Hopefully going against Iowa here, a team that is a few spots down below them in the standings, maybe they can get things rolling a little bit on the road.